Back in the 1920s, Lucky Strike was a really popular cigarette brand. And at the time, mostly men smoked their cigarettes and they wanted to broaden the market. They wanted to obviously make more money. And so they had to figure out a way, how could we get more women smoking our cigarettes? And they did this two-pronged approach. So at the time, their brand was this dark green color. And it was really expensive to change the packaging of the cigarettes. So they thought, how could we make this green color more popular? So women will want to be holding our cigarettes because it matches their outfit. So they put together this PR strategy where they hired fashion designers, magazine editors, interior designers, and got socialites on board to coordinate this massive PR push to make Lucky Strike green the color of the season. And so they organized this massive high society event called the Green Ball. They made sure that all the decorations, the gowns that designers were making, the accessories, the promotional materials were all in shades of green. Suddenly, green appeared in fashion columns, and designers began creating green dresses and scarves and jewelry. So green became fashionable. That made this association between green and the packaging of Lucky Strikes. Now, to really tie this in, they hired socialites to march in the New York Easter Parade, openly smoking Lucky Strike cigarettes. And this was the time of women's liberation. And so they called them torches of freedom. They were making this positive association between green and the packaging and being fashionable and high design, but then also this idea of liberation and freedom. And it totally worked. They were able to get more women to start buying Lucky Strike cigarettes. So if we look around now at beauty standards today, what is it that we are thinking is beautiful that has been totally manufactured and we have no clue of the machine behind it that is having us believe what is beautiful and what is not? Because the truth is, if you look at a child, they are going to be able to see beauty in so many things. They are going to be able to see beauty in all different body sizes because they've yet to be indoctrinated to believe that only looking a certain way is beautiful. Now, as I mentioned before, when we feel like we need to look a certain way in order to be acceptable, our energy collapses. So there was this Japanese scientist, Masaru Imoto, and he did this famous water experiment. You might have come across it, where they labeled jars in certain words. Some were positive words and some were negative words. And they would speak these words to this jar of water. And then they would look at the structure of the molecules after, I don't know how long it was, a while that these words had been spoken. And they noticed that the water molecules that were spoken positive words were very harmonious in structure, and the ones that were spoken negative words were very disorganized and chaotic. So when I was talking earlier about that constant subtle criticism that we're saying to ourselves every time we look in the mirror or when we step on the scale, that is having a real physical, emotional impact on our system. It's harmful to our system. We may not even be realizing that when we strive to meet a certain beauty standard and we think it's making us feel better, it's only because we have this belief in the beginning that said, I'm not good enough as I am. So of course, we're going to reach for that relief, but it's only ever temporary.